Okay, so the question from the client is, what does SPDT stand for, and what is the difference between the GE Security 1078-G, which has an electrical configuration of normally open? What's the difference between normally open and the single pole double throw? Okay, so what's happening is the client wanted to order the 1078G. 1078G. That's what the client wants, and they're discontinued. And while we can get the identical door position switch, and that's what these are actually, from GRI or who knows how many other people in the world, the client wants this one exactly. And that could be because where this is being installed, this is a 1078G. There's two wires on this. Where it's being installed may not be able to allow an unapproved substitution. It's not unusual. It's typical. It's standard practice that if you ship something to like a secure installation, like a nuclear, power plant, and you don't have this, but you've got the identical item by a different company, it's not permissible. It's not allowed because it's not been tested. I've asked that question to people in those positions, and they've said, yeah, sure, it's going to work, but we have to know in the tested environment. So this is a normally open door position switch. It is a closed loop normally open is what this would be called, and we're going to take a look and study what that means, because the bottom line question with door position switches and their electrical configuration is, does it work for what you want to do? And that basically means, if we're going to just agree that this is a door position switch, what is the condition of the circuit when the door is closed versus when the door is open? What is the standard configuration of this? So a 1078 is what they call closed loop, normally open. Closed loop, normally open. That's what this is. What does that mean? Then the next, and we're going to determine that. I had suggested to the client that they simply take the single pole double throw version of the switch, which we have in stock. Now, because it's single pole double throw, it's not going to have two wires anymore. It's going to have three. So a single pole double throw switch has these three wires. The closed loop normally open switch is what's called a single pole single throw. I think it's form A. A single pole double throw is a form C switch. There's one more wire on the single pole double throw, and that's because you don't have a single throw, you have a double throw. Okay, these are odd terms, but we can explain what they mean. So let's try to explain what that means. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. And there's lots of resources on this information, but I'm just going to draw it really quickly. There's a single pole, single throw. It's a terminal and a terminal. And that thing right there, that line, is called the swinger. It's literally the swinger. Think of your light switch in the bathroom. When the light switch is down, let's say that it's off. That's what you're looking at here. That's when the switch is in the down position. When you lift the switch up, it forces the swinger to make contact with the other terminal, closing the circuit, allowing electricity to flow through the conductor, the wires. When you have a single pole double throw, all you're doing is adding one more throw. What that means is one of these 3 wires is going to be this terminal. One of the 3 wires will be this terminal, and one of the 3 wires will be this terminal. The only difference between those 2 terminals is it closed loop when you pick wire A, or is it closed loop when you pick... It'll be closed loop when you pick one of those wires when the door is closed. It'll be closed loop when you pick the other wire when the door is open. So the only difference between a single pole double throw and a single pole double throw is that you have the option of which of the 2 wires you pick up to achieve the closed loop normally open circuit. So in this client's requirement where they can't get a single pole single throw closed loop normally open switch, just take this one of the 3 wires you're not going to use. You cap it off, tape it down, and you're done. You'll never use it again. So now let's take a look at the electrical behavior of these switches. Let's do that right now. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now let's get back to it. Okay, let's talk about this. So we have our single pole single throw switch, our 1078G with the 2 wires. So these wires need to be cut back a little bit because there's nothing exposed. Now I've got my multimeter here. I have my wire stripper here, so we'll just quickly... Oh wait, there's some wire there. Oh yeah, okay, we've got some wire. Let's take a look. Okay, so on our multimeter we've got our 2 probes, positive and negative. This doesn't... The polarity is required in low voltage, but it's really not required to test continuity. You're either going to get continuity or you won't. So we're going to set our multimeter to continuity, and if you see a little horn symbol, that's what you got to set it to. So right now I'm going to take what's probably the door portion without the wires. I'm going to put that aside, meaning I'm going to separate it from this. So I'm either going to get continuity without the door portion being presented, or I won't. Now because it's a closed loop normally open, we can probably make a prediction about what that is. Okay, so there's no continuity coming out of there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a couple of banana clips here. And I'm going to get my probes just simply connected with the clips. Okay, very good. Do the other probe, or lead, I guess. Okay, awesome. So I've got those connected. Now, all I'm going to do is take this and bring this. Hopefully you heard that tone. So, in this condition, power is going to flow when the door is closed. It's closed loop. It's normally open. This is what that means. So what this means is when the door is in the closed position, you're going to have power flowing to something. Okay? It could very likely be a it could be a fail-safe lock where when the door is closed, the lock is locked. Okay? Until such a point where your credential is presented and that opens the circuit to the lock, and it has, say, a 5-second time delay on it. You open the door opens, door closes again, and it relocks. Okay, that would be an example of that. Now, just remember, when these were separated, there's no power. When you bring them together, there's continuity, I should say. Let's remove the single pole, single throw, and let's prove how the the single pole double throw will work. Now, I don't know which of these wires are which. I don't know. There's red, there's white, and there's black. there's going to be a normally open wire, there's going to be a common, and a normally closed wire. I don't know which is which. So what we'll do is I'm going to touch my probe to the white and the black, and this is just pure guesswork. I don't get continuity out of white and black because I don't hear a tone. I don't get... so white and red, I don't get anything. So let's drop the white and go black. Okay, I get continuity between red and black. Let's go red to white. And I shouldn't get continuity. So what I'm thinking is the black is the common. Now, the way to test that, and testing that is going to prove, I should say, testing that is going to answer the client's question, what's the difference? Let's go with it. And again, the only difference is with a single pole double throw, you get to choose what the electrical condition is over the switch, meaning a single pole single throw is not only the closed loop normally open condition of a single pole single throw, it's also the open loop type normally closed electrical condition. Okay, so we think black is common. We're getting continuity when we go to red. You can hear the tone. We don't get continuity when we go to white. When I introduce the two pieces together, we should get continuity. Well, let's connect red. Oh, I lost my black wire. Okay, bear with me after reconnected. Okay, red is down. Let's reconnect black. Yep, we're getting continuity. Now, no more tone. We've got tone, no more tone. Now, the way to prove that black is common is we're simply going to remove the red lead, replace it with the white lead, and then when we reverse our test, meaning when we present the door portion into the to the frame portion, we should get continuity. No continuity, and now we get continuity. I've got that proves black is common, and white is the other wire that I want. So, in order to replicate the single pole double throw, the closed loop normally open switch, what the client wants to do is use black and white, and you'll have the identical electrical functionality, and you simply take the red wire and tie it off. That's it. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you've made it this far into this video, you must be determined to see it through to the end, and we appreciate your hanging in there with us and watching this entire video. It means a lot. It takes a lot of work to create these videos in the sense that, you know, it's time taken away from doing other things. However, the advantage for me personally of creating these videos is the fact that it does allow myself to either learn about something new, to reacquaint myself with something, or to reinforce what I believe that I already know. Any comments that you might leave down below would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. So I apologize for that video being longer than it really ought to be, but not everything in hardware has a simple 60-second answer, and that's the bottom line. So we've discovered the difference in why these work the way they do, the difference between the single pole single throw and a single pole double throw, or the closed loop normally open and the single pole double throw. The way to reinforce this is to have a multimeter. All you do is you're checking for continuity, and that will allow you to discover for yourself how does this work. This multimeter, if it was $30, I would say it's probably $20. This is a really inexpensive tool, and it works. I've been using it for years. In fact, it was given to me for free in a class that I was in. The last thing I'd like to say is if you have a need for these pieces of equipment, while GE Security is no longer a name that's producing this hardware, I would very much encourage you to switch that business over to GRI, George Risk Industries. They're somewhere, they may be in Missouri or Kansas, somewhere I think in that general area. And the reason I suggest them is because they make this identical item, and they make 200 other pages of stuff that people in the door hardware industry would never really get into. So they have a very expansive product offering, but the primary reason I suggest them is because every time that I've called those folks, what does a closed loop normally open mean? What does that mean? I don't know what it means. They have always taken the time to patiently educate me, teach me, make me better at what I do. So their technical support is the reason that I send as much business as I can to them, and it's because they earn it. They don't only answer the phone, but they answer the question, and they make sure by the time the conversation is over, you're confident that it's been explained to a point that you understand it. That is the difference between a closed loop normally open 1078G and a single pole single throw. I think it's a 1076. Yeah, 1076G. Single pole single throw, single pole double throw. There are double pole double throws. You just add 2 swingers, and those would have 6 wires. Two commons, and then 2 sets of normally open, 2 sets of normally closed. I think that's a different video. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. Thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.